Even though Steph Curry's 34 years old, he's showing absolutely no signs of slowing down anytime soon. In fact, it seems as if he's gotten better ever since his incredible 2021 season. We're sure you're all curious to know how he manages to stay in such good shape all the time, and luckily for you, we're going to be telling you exactly that in this video. Let's get right into it. First up, Steph Curry's trainer reveals the secret to his unbelievable athleticism. Curry's currently out with a shoulder injury, but we're expecting him to pick up right where he left off the second he steps back onto the court because of his insane conditioning. According to the four-time champ's longtime trainer, Brandon Payne, the two knew that it was likely for Steph's body to slow down as he got older, so they trained in such a way as to ensure that didn't happen. And the result is that Steph's faster, stronger, and more explosive than he ever was. Like LeBron, he's disproving Father Time's rule that even the best players stop being elite towards the end of their careers. Payne also said that Curry's currently in better shape than he was at the age of 24, and Steve Kerr made similar comments in mid-November. Coach Kerr's seen Curry develop into a superstar over the past 8 years, and in his opinion, strength and conditioning are the main areas where the two-time MVP has become dramatically better. Steve then added that since he's bigger and stronger, he's become a better defender, thereby allowing him to sustain two-way basketball for almost the entire game. The stats also show just how much his training has helped him get better. He's currently shooting a career-high 73.7% from the rim, while converting on 58.1% of his shots on drives, which is also a career high. What's more, his 10.6 rebound percentage is also a career best, and he's scoring 1.13 points per isolation possession, making him a more efficient one-on-one scorer than players like Zion. Next up, let's take a deep dive into Curry's training techniques. Just a heads up, but we guarantee you'll be shocked to hear how insane his training routine is. Coach Brandon said that the drills he puts Curry through are designed to optimize his shooting and stamina, which isn't surprising since those are the athlete's main strengths. One drill during the routine's known as the full court star, where Steph must run to opposite ends of the court and make at least 8 of the 10 threes while doing so. And to top it all off, he has to do all that within 55 seconds. Payne said that Curry regularly beats the drill, but if he doesn't, he shoots 2 free throws and restarts it. That's just mind-boggling, and we don't see any other player being able to consistently complete this drill. Then we have the 6 drill, where the four-time champ runs from one corner of the floor to another and must make 6 shots from downtown within 55 seconds. Brandon said that Steph almost always beats this as well. Plus, Steph has mastered the ability to control his stamina through breathing exercises, which allow him to bring his heart rate to under 80 beats per minute during timeouts. This is by practicing an exercise where Payne places sandbag weights below Steph's ribcage after an intense workout. This allows the point guard to overload and train his diaphragm, resulting in Steph's amazing stamina. Talk about being dedicated to perfecting your craft. Moving on, let's look at some other drills Curry completes. The point guard's focused on ensuring that he trains in such a way that he can always show up in the clutch, and he has numerous drills that help with this. During his summer workouts, Curry plays a game of 21, but with a twist. He has to put up 21 points based on any combinations of threes, middles, and layups, which count as 1 point. He only has a minute to complete this, and get this, he has to sprint up to the half-court line in between each shot before taking his next attempt. Steph and his trainer wanted him to be used to shooting well, despite having tired legs and lungs, because that'll help the star point guard go off in the fourth quarter as well. Brandon also organizes a drill called 2 in a row, where Curry must nail at least 2 consecutive shots from deep from 5 different spots in 90 seconds. But Steph the Chef Curry doesn't need 90 seconds, as he's completed the drill in just 75 seconds on numerous occasions. Since the two-time MVP is always outdoing himself, Coach Payne said that he tries to come up with drills that he thinks are impossible, yet Steph still completes them. And we can't forget about Curry and Payne using the Noah shooting system to see if the ball went through the middle of the rim or not. If the ball doesn't go through the middle, they count it as a miss. Steph has to sink at least 10 shots that sail cleanly through the rim for the drill to be completed. Following that, how can the Warriors help Curry extend his prime? Besides staying in amazing shape due to his unbelievable training regimen, Coach Kerr pointed out that the organization can help Curry extend his prime by providing him with as many resources as possible. That way, he can maintain his incredible athleticism till he's almost 40. For example, the Warriors have a spectacular performance team headed by Rick Celebrini, with whom Curry closely works to build his yearly routine. The team focuses on ensuring that every player at Golden State is healthy all year round and doesn't suffer any dreaded injuries. According to Steve Nash, Rick played a huge role in extending his career by 3 to 4 years during his time with the Phoenix Suns. And back then, Kerr was the general manager of the Suns, so he saw Rick's effectiveness and ensured that the Warriors hired him in 2018. Since then, Coach Rick's played an important role behind the scenes. As said by Draymond Green, Celebrini's taught Steph how to get his body ready for when it needs to be ready as his career's gone on. Considering his track record back in Phoenix and right now with the Warriors, as he helped players such as Klay Thompson return from terrible injuries, we'd say that he's going to be vital to Curry being able to extend his prime. Coming up, up, how else can the Warriors help Steph extend his elite level of play? When Coach Kerr appeared on an episode of the Dubs Talk podcast a couple of weeks before the 2023 season began, he said that one way he can help Curry extend his prime is by limiting his minutes. We know that doesn't sound nice to hear, Golden State fans, but hear us out. Steve's always wanted to ensure that Steph doesn't play any more than he needs to, especially during the regular season. During the podcast, he stated that he's going to continue with this as Steph gets older so that the two-time MVP's longevity can be maximized. According to Kerr, this can only be effectively done by playing Curry at key times. After all, there's no reason for Steph to play 40 minutes per contest because health always comes first. So we can expect that he's not going to be playing extra minutes in blowout games just to pad his stats. Steve knows the playoffs are a different ballgame where the stars need to play more minutes than usual, and that's exactly why Coach Kerr wants the point guard to take it easy during the regular season whenever he can. That way he can go beast mode in the postseason just like he did last year. This is pretty smart because the less Curry's worn out, the longer he can terrorize teams with his shooting, nifty finishes around the rim, and his off-ball movement. So we can expect the two-time MVP to maintain his ridiculous athleticism for many years to come. Now let's look at how other NBA players fare when trying Curry's drills. Starting off, a talented player couldn't handle the intensity of Steph's workouts. As we all know, the four-time champ has the best conditioning in the NBA, and that's why other players just can't keep up with his insane drills. While on the Basketball Illuminati podcast, Payne said that he's had a player who's still in the NBA go through the first 5 minutes of Steph's routine, then sit down on the floor beside the door for about 30 seconds. Following that, he went outside, threw up, and was done. Brandon finished by saying that it was a good player too. Unfortunately for us, he never told us the name of this athlete, but it just lets us know how insanely difficult Curry's training regimen is, since it's too much for some of the best players in the league. Next up, let's look at Trae Young. On the same podcast, Payne revealed that someone like Ice Trae also struggled to keep up when he trained with Steph over the offseason. As Brandon highlighted, they never stay in one spot. It's constant movement from one spot of the court to another, going corner to corner, and if anyone misses shots, they have to start over, which make things even tougher. So Trae was naturally really gassed at the beginning of the season, though Payne did say that while the initial burst was super rough on him, he recovered really well and finished the entire workout. Finally, we have Anthony Edwards. During Ant's draft workout with the Warriors, Kerr assigned him a Steph Curry drill, and it didn't end too well for Edwards either. Ant has openly said that he simply couldn't do the drill properly because he kept getting too tired. After the workout, Steve asked him if he could go any faster. Edwards replied that he thought he was going pretty fast, but Kerr wasn't impressed and told him to run it back. So when he did the drill again, he upped the ante and sprinted as much as he could for the session. Unfortunately for Ant, that ended up making him look worse as he couldn't control himself and missed shots left, right, and center. Then when it was time for dinner, Kerr told Edwards if the Warriors were to draft him at 2, he had to be a hard worker. But up till that point, Steve didn't think he was. This prompted Ant to call up his trainer and ask him to change things up. That's a wrap for this video. How much longer do you think Steph can maintain his phenomenal athleticism for? Let us know in the comments. As always, remember to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.